A very good evening and welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this 18th day of March 2023. Before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. In our top stories tonight, Hoima Council pays tribute to fallen chairperson and bodyguard. President Yoweri Museveni mourns a late Hoima district chairperson. And in sports, Husna Kukundakwe nears Paralympic dream. Good evening once again. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugaluan's sign language interpretation. Now we start off this newscast with our first story tonight. A road crash has claimed the life of Kadir Chirunji, the chairperson Hoima district. The accident occurred in Matagi village, Bukomira Town Council along Hoima Kampala Highway on Friday night. The chairman's Prado Land Cruiser collided with a Fuso lorry coming from Kampala as it was trying to dodge a pothole in Matagi Bridge.
Hoima District Chairman Kadir Chirunji has died in a road crash in Bukomero, Chiboga District. The fatal accident occurred when Fuso lorry headed from the opposite direction hit the chairman's Prado head-on, killing the chairman and his bodyguard instantly. Chikube District Chairperson Peter Banura says the region has lost an experienced leader.
And he's been my mentor person. Because before I joined politics, this is one gentleman whom I would always look out to, for guidance and advice, how to move, where not to move, and he inspired me a lot in some of his activities and his ways. So he's been a hustler. That's the one word I can say. He's been a fighter. He's a go-getter, and he's had a track record of being a humble man. What he wants, he gets it. He goes for it. So here we are. Very saddened.
The Hoima District Vice Chairperson explained to grieving relatives and friends that Kadir Chirunji was travelling to Kampala for official duty.
Travelling to Kampala to do preparations for several engagements today, official engagements. So he decided to travel in the night in order to create sufficient time for preparations. So that's when he rammed into a truck around the Bukomero township. Him together with his bodyguard died on spot. It is so saddening that we lost him.
Hoima West City Division Member of Parliament, who formerly worked with him while he was at DHO, Dr. Joseph Ruyonga says Kadir was a role model and an advisor to most of them.
Very well. You could know what he wants or what he wanted, and of course he could give you maximum support. So I don't have any problem. I didn't have any problem with him. And when I was going for politics, of course I told him, and of course encouraging that as a person has been with the DHO, with people, that would be very easy for me to go through, and of course I did that. And he was very happy with me, and of course up now, even before he died, we have been working together.
Hoima District Secretary for Social Services, Naomi Kojo, says Kadir Chirunji was a great man.
The reality is we have threatening land evictions, about 18 in the district.
Kadel started his political career as a Hoima district youth councillor from 2001 to 2006. Then he became a district councillor of Busisi sub-county to Hoima district from 2006 to 2011. From 2011 to 2016, he served as the LC3 chairperson for Busisi division in Hoima municipality and became the Hoima district chairperson in 2016. The 47-year-old politician is survived by a wife and children. He will be buried in Buswekera, South Cell, Hoima West City Division in Hoima City, Sunday afternoon.
The Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, has assured Chotera of NRM government's commitment to rehabilitate the Masaka Chotera Mukula Road to East Transport. She made the remarks while presiding over the Chotera Women's Day celebrations held in Chotera grounds in Chotera Town Council.
Prime Minister
Masaka Chotera Mutukula 90-kilometer road connects Uganda to Tanzania, as well as a route for imports and exports into and out of the country. Prime Minister Robina Nabanja says that government is now identifying a contractor to rehabilitate and expand the road.
Bana twina omukisa ngabana Uganda ngabana Chotera. Government yabawereza abakugu yabawereza kampuni eyebinazi. Abantu be Kalangala bwe twagendayo twalabanga abantu bakulakulanye. Tubasaba mujumbire namwe mubeere ba outgrowers nga muweereza mu kampuni eyo.
While commissioning the multi-billion district administration block, Nabanja asked leaders of Chotera to work as a team.
Chairman LC5 oli mukulembeze wa wano mwena tubangala kitu mwena NRM webagala. All your contribution is required to put this district.
Nabanja, on behalf of President Yoweri Museveni, donated a brand new motorcycle to the chairperson to help her mobilize for NRM.
Owero C1 ezo sente za Museveni zenali sina sente. Egende ekola emirimu gya NRM wano ekyotera.
The day was also used to celebrate the belated NRM Liberation Day for Chotera District.
Sironko District National Resistance Movement party leaders and supporters have celebrated NRM Liberation Day with a call to government to deliver quality services to the hard-to-reach areas. The National Vice Chairperson, NRM, Alhaji Moses Chigongo, officiated the event.
Viva, viva wananchi wa Uganda! Viva! Viva, viva chama cha NRM! Viva!
Sironko District has held a belated National Resistance Movement Liberation Day at an event held at Sironko High School Playground.
The poor road network. During the rainy season, perishables go to waste as we lack bulking and value addition centers. We request to support the tomato growers of Sironko by constructing a processing factory which will curb on wastage, especially during the wet season.
The NRM Party National Vice Chairperson Alhaji Moses Chigongo officiated over the event and appealed for unity among leaders.
I'm appealing to the leaders, start mobilizing our people down there. Why don't you want to listen to others?
He also challenged the Sironko leaders to sensitize residents on the parish development model if they are to uplift their household incomes.
You the leaders, educate our people. The parish development model will help our people in the villages.
Chigongo further advised the party members to desist from acts that can scare away members.
Leaders who are here now present, who are listening to me, there is one thing which you have started which is wrong. You don't want other people to come on board. And if you see them coming, yearning to join the movement, you just silence them. That's not nice.
The NRM Vice Chairperson Eastern Region, Captain Mike Mkula, also graced the occasion.
Without unity, a people cannot blossom. It is important that cohesion and internal resilience is compounded by people forgiving each other and working for the integration of the country.
Story compiled by Emyooga for UBC News.
The United Nations World Food Programme in Uganda will soon start implementing Phase 3 of prioritizing food assistance to the most vulnerable refugees. The approach will boost refugees who can rely on themselves, while the sick, those living with disability and new arrivals will be considered as the most vulnerable groups to benefit. The approach started in the first quarter of this year. We have the details.
The year 2023 has started a new phase of response to food assistance by the United Nations World Food Programme to refugees in Uganda, slated to commence in the first quarter of this year. The needs-based approach prioritizes food assistance to the most vulnerable refugees like the disabled, child-headed family, the sick, and the new arrivals.
WFP in Uganda has had to adjust its rations. We realize that when we have blanket ration cuts, because of the low funds that we are receiving, some people are disproportionately affected. For instance, initially, we were giving support according to how vulnerable your settlement is. But so with our third phase of prioritization, we now decided to categorize households according to their levels of vulnerability.
Whereas according to levels of the need, the less vulnerable ones are to stand on their own with support from the government and NGOs implementing refugee response in settlements.
This gives us the opportunity to look at people as individuals and ensure that the resources we have are used to support the people who need it the most, but also to, in line with the comprehensive refugee response framework, be able to build resilience of refugees and take them to a point where they are able to be self-reliant.
Patience Akumu, the lead communications officer of WFP Uganda, said the new approach is in pave because of the funding challenges that continues to dwindle to cater for the 1.4 million refugees in forms of food and cash assistance in the 13 settlements of Uganda. This is because of demand for the same support in other countries like Ukraine and Turkey.
For the rest of this year, if we are to continue our operations as WFP, we need about $368 million US, and we only have about $186 million US. That means that our response is just almost 50% funded, not even 50% funded.
According to WFP, this approach will help them to optimize available scarce resources in the most effective manner and greater programs in support of refugee self-reliance. However, land is the most suitable resource that the refugees could rely on, which has been challenged by access from landlords in the host communities. Susan Kango, a single mother at a Bidibidi settlement, has been practicing kitchen gardening to supplement on the food assistance from WFP. According to her, the new approach is so abrupt to them as they face a lot of challenges in accessing better land for agriculture and call for more years to operationalize the approach.
All of us are vulnerable. So if they leave us just like that already we have lands we can sustain. No, we cannot. But for us, we only have small piece of land. But we cry the little they have, they should still continue for all of us, not specifying some people.
Ladu Stephen Wilson is the Refugee Welfare Council 3 for Zone 2 in Bidibidi, who says the refugees got disappointed after getting the news.
As we were giving them information, they asked if the food is totally being cut off, like for the other group of people, how will these people survive? Because the land that we are cultivating here, it is not the land that is given permanent.
Joseph Odaman, UBC News in Yumbe.
Thank you, Joseph Odama. Now, the Emyooga Monitoring Unit under President's Office, led by the National Coordinator of Emyooga Program, Rita Namuwenge, is currently on national monitoring to assess the performance of Emyooga. The unit has started with the Busoga region and is pleased with the performance of Emyooga in this particular region, despite some challenges cited out.
Government introduced Emyooga program as one of the measures to enable low-income earners improve their livelihoods. It is on this note that the State House Monitoring Unit, led by National Coordinator, has started touring all regions to assess Emyooga performance. Busoga is the region the committee has started with to find out whether money was used as guided. In Kamuli district at Namwendwa Parish Carpentry Association, they received 9 million shillings, and according to the secretary of the SACCO, they managed to pay back all the money and now they are in profit.
Managed to utilize that 9 million is we bought a molding machine. Out of that 9 million, we bought timbers for 3 million and 200,000.
At Buzaya County Taylor's Cooperative SACCO, the chairperson of the SACCO said they received 30 million under Emyooga program and bought sewing machines.
Sente do badi tuwa tuna twa saving la kwenda ife twafuna group abiri na ibiri eri active twatandiko savinga so far savings ngaife musako ife tusobole ku saving ya million 18.
The coordinator of Emyooga in Busoga region, Irene Wambafu, appeals to local leaders to make sure money received by SACCOs is recovered.
And then also find out how many beneficiaries got how much and how many have paid back, how many have not paid back. Why have these ones managed to pay back and yet these ones have not managed, and yet they come from within the same associations.
The RDC of Kamuli and Iganga disclosed that means of recovering money from those that misuse it is underway.
The stubborn ones who have not paid any single coin, we've designed a program to ensure that we forcefully recover this money. We are going to arrest them.
The judge of the SACCOs, of course, as I've said, received the money and they started using the money, and we have some groups which are really progressing on well, like some carpenters, tailors and others. The major challenge has been on recovery, because this money is supposed to be revolving fund, such that you refund the money so that it could benefit others.
In Iganga, the committee visited Busiki Constituency Veterans Emyooga SACCO and Busiki North Constituency Elected Leaders SACCO. The chairperson of Veterans SACCO says they received a total of 70 million and planted eucalyptus plantation and bought over 50 goats.
Nina okwebaza President Museveni. President Museveni ayagaliza abantu be. Era singa abadde tayabatabagaliza tiyandituwadde sente zino. Naye sente zino kyetaagisa abantu bakwatibwe basasule sente ate nga ze basasula sente zaabwe zidda mu SACCO yaabwe.
Out of this money, we actually developed some projects like poultry keeping, fish farming, and agriculture, and some others have at least tried to put up erected some houses.
The national coordinator, Rita Namuwenge, highlights the findings while in Busoga region.
Following the President's directive that Emyooga must work and ensuring that all those people who have eaten Emyooga money are put to book. In Busoga sub-region, the performance is good, although there are all a few challenging SACCOs. There are SACCOs that have really performed well.
The unit is still touring regions to assess the performance of Emyooga money. I'm Nafka Farida and Andrew Sebida.
Government program is to construct 259 seed schools, 117 schools in the first phase, 115 schools in the second phase, and 27 in the third phase. The program aims at increasing capitation grants to schools and provides resources under the wage budget to recruit staff in understaffed districts.
The Seed Schools Capitation Grants Program, one of the schools that were commissioned in 2022 is Kangwara Seed Secondary School in Sere District and the Agali Seed Secondary School in Nira District to help low-income earners have access to secondary school education.
For God and my country. The duty of school administration to ensure that these facilities are maintained and are fully functional at all times.
Some of the students from Agali Secondary School say the school fees are affordable.
It was long distance from me, and here the school fees is favoring my parents.
I like Agali Seed because of good teachers and good environments. Even the building.
The Member of Parliament, Erute South, Jonathan Odur, says the school has good laboratory facilities and appreciate government for implementing the policy of having a secondary school in each sub-county.
Laboratory, the teachers have been recruited, there's good dormitories. All that we need is for the families to send their children and for the children to concentrate in school.
Agali Seed Secondary School has helped reduce the distance of students accessing school and the dropout rate. However, there is need to fence the school to control students from sneaking out of school.
Electricity is still a problem here, and but we try to improvise a source of electricity under the school arrangement by picking power from the trading center to the school to run the computer lab.
Abalo, the deputy head teacher, Agali, dismisses allegations that seed schools are weak.
Seed schools are not weak schools because we have, like in Agali, we have students coming from the city, coming to study here. Why? Because they have seen the quality of the teachers.
Whereas many schools constructed in the first phase are already operational, over 17 schools. Chenjojo, Kanungu, Isingiro, Kagadi, Budaka, Chibuku, Mbale, Manafwa, Namisindwa, Gulu, Omoro, Noya, Maracha, Amuru and Chegegwa districts had stalled. St. Mary Gorati Emyooga Seka Seed School in Kasanda was not commissioned as planned in 2021 because the buildings had already developed cracks and yet over 1 billion had been spent.
Government should increase its emphasis and should focus more on seeing that they can do an oversight or they can oversee these projects to see that where they put money, they don't just put or deposit money on accounts of the engineers or the contractors, but they follow up to see that there is value for money. Right now, students are using the premises, but we refuse to commission them or to allow it to fully operationalize. They are still using the old blocks and some can access the new blocks, as the engineers are also writing back because we expect their report to be given out on this month of March. We want them to give their report and to give us where they put the money.
Mukono High, a church-founded school, got buildings worth 1 billion shillings under the U-Gift. However, as it expanded, it became expensive and is currently not affordable by the poor.
As they have expanded, it has become an expensive school. It's no longer the school that can be afforded by the poorest of the poor in Mukono as we had thought. And then it has no capacity to accommodate all the children who are due for senior secondary education in Mukono and are needed.
Namayingo district got few seed schools but has made a request to be given some more 6 in some counties which do not have a single secondary school like Bukana and Dore Island.
Nagugi in Busuwale, no secondary school. So since education is the pillar in the generation we are in today, it is my plea and request to government that they should at least make it a priority to give us secondary schools, or else many of our children are remaining in P7. The other schools around are expensive for them. They drop out of school, getting married at an early.
The schools are populated because they are few, but leaders in those areas urge government to ensure that teachers are paid. However, some schools like Emyooga Seka, the quality is still lacking.
We want to appreciate government that even the few we have, they're at least paying the teachers. The services are okay, the students are learning, we at least improving on the girl child education more so.
If it could not raise us our first grade, where is the quality? Over 100 students sit and they don't raise a second grade at O level and HSC. So there is no quality. We want to see quality education. We want to.
Betty Namboze wants government to come up with another project that will see it construct its own schools, though appreciates the current idea of supporting the already existing schools.
What we are requesting for is that government this time buys land and builds us a seed school in Mukono municipality from the first brick to the roof, and then that school will be totally government school, not government aided. Whenever school becomes government aided, you start fighting with the founder bodies.
Government of Uganda is committed to implementing its policy of ensuring that there is a secondary school in every sub-county to provide quality education services. I'm Nafka Farida.
The proprietors of health training institutions under Uganda Private Health Training Institutions Association has vowed to strike over denial to verify eligible UCE 2022 students, results of which these students were already admitted in different health training institutions. In their meeting held in Kampala, Mugisha Andrew, the General Secretary of the association, says that the said students were already affected by COVID-19 lockdown and would be unfairly treated if denied to pursue their course this semester.
Proprietors of health training institutions intending to carry out industrial action over denial to verify eligible UCE 2022 students' results who are already admitted in health training institutions by the Health Education and Training Department under Ministry of Education and Sports. The Health Education and Training Department under Ministry of Education and Sports has denied to verify students who are already student academic documents who are already admitted in over 180 health training institutions, which may affect a population of over 13,000 students across the country because of that decision. The said number of students were already affected by COVID-19 and would be unfairly treated if denied a chance to pursue their courses this semester after staying home for over 2 years during COVID-19.
The main problem right now that the entire institutions, majority of institutions are facing is the issue of verification. And many of the proprietors have gone to UNEB, which is responsible for verifying. And when they come out with the results that have already been verified, documents from UNEB, and they take it to the Ministry of Education, that is the Health Education and Training Department, they are denied.
And we appeal for them to liaise with UNEB, that is the right body, the right examination body that should qualify or verify the results of the students that have passed. We know that it is a mandate of the UNEB to verify all the academic papers of UCE and UACE, and also is the mandate of National Council for Higher Education in terms of equating and verification of academic documents.
And now if we leave them, those who have already qualified to be in the training institutions, and yet we leave them out to stay at home, they stand the risk of becoming pregnant and their future will be at stake.
Because the parents and the students who brought their students to us will deserve a fair answer and hearing.
Poverty is one of the leading causes of child vulnerability in Uganda and is associated with many forms of child rights violations. The National Children Authority has met with 7 district community development officers from Teso and Bugisu region to guide them on how children can benefit from government projects. Parish Development Model.
Under the Seed Schools Capitation Grants Program, one of the schools that were commissioned in 2022 is Kangwara Seed Secondary School in Sere District and the Agali Seed Secondary School in Nira District to help low-income earners have access to secondary school education.
For God and my country. The duty of school administration to ensure that these facilities are maintained and are fully functional at all times.
Some of the students from Agali Secondary School say
Executive Director, National Children's Authority, Martin Kiza, has appealed to all Ugandans to invest in their children, particularly girls.
Link PDM as a government program, a service from government to benefit the child. So as a country, we are saying that we must invest in children. And as actors here, we are calling upon you to invest in children. In fact, the language is invest in children. Public financing for children. So as you go down to your sub-counties, let this ring in your mind. They are a formidable force that will contribute to your family.
This was at a meeting with community development officer from 7 districts that make up Teso region and Bugisu region.
Here discussing the parish development model, we know that yes, there is this specific parameter that will focus on children than taking it as a blanket, because he has put it very, very clearly that they are targeting the households that are depending on subsistence farming. Households have children, and yes, whatever program comes targets households, but at the end of it all, you still find children struggling and suffering.
So now PDM, as much as it is focusing on the poorest of the poor, you realize that directly touches children. So if well implemented, and of course it is the duty of each and everyone here, the child well-being will be improved. Yeah.
A senior probation and social welfare officer sorority, Amos Aduka, appreciated National Children's Authority for enabling them share experience and orienting them on the parish development model benefits.
Sorority district. I want to appreciate the efforts that government has put in place, having this kind of activities and bring on board teachers and social workers to articulate on issues pertaining child well-being and child protection issues. Amidst all this, Teso as a region, there has been a lot of challenges that have been affecting children and social service delivery, especially on child protection.
Parish Development Model is a government program aimed at eradicating poverty among the poor and the vulnerable. It is for this reason that the National Children's Authority is urging Ugandans to tap into the program to improve their livelihoods.
Our business is children, 57% of the population. So we shall not let it go without really that attention it deserves.
UBC News Tonight. Now, on top of the education they provide, education institutions in Uganda are tasked to embrace extracurricular activities. Whereas many choose to pay lip service, others, like Crested Secondary School in Makindye, are intent on a holistic child, especially through music, dance and drama.
Historically, most schools in Uganda discover their niche in extracurricular activities long after they were formed. The examples are plenty, but for Crested Secondary School Makindye, after producing world-renowned artists like the B2C music group, comedian and singer Alex Mohanji, and arguably the best MC in Uganda, Douglas Luanga, administration in line with the new curriculum focused on music, dance and drama.
Our theme for this
music, dance and drama was empowering youth, and in response to the new curriculum, competence-based curriculum. This is to actually partner with the government and show people that the best thing that the ministry has done is to introduce this new curriculum. It brings out a whole child, both academically, in the skills and everything.
This weekend has indeed been reserved for the annual music, dance and drama competition, at which 3 houses, including eventual winner James, John and Joel, contested.
I think such days are very important for us because we get a lot, we learn a lot from the new curriculum that is new in the school.
Very many of our students are very talented, so these co-curricular activities empower them, work without play makes Jal a dull kid, so this enables them to rest from the academics that they've been studying so that they can refresh back and go back to class.
Competition was in several genres like poem reciting, folk and creative dance, and drama skits that focused on, among others, attracting youth to school, while also targeting safeguard, especially of the girl child. John Burns, Sentamo.
ABC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return after these messages.
Jerry-con! Jerry-con! Hey, Master Blaster! Touch him, man! Bang Jerry-con with muscle! Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava! Best movies I teach you. When I'm going to move school, because of the camera is very far. Is you serious? Is serious you? We're gonna what? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refuses to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru,
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
The Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in partnership with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the World Bank will host a public launch and dissemination of the Public Investment Financing Strategy, PIFS, on Tuesday, 21st of March, 2023 at Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. The guest of honor will be the Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Honorable Matia Kasaija. The PIFS aims to establish robust and sustainable financing mechanisms for the achievement of the Third National Development Plan by involving alignment of financing options to suitable government programs, minimizing the cost and risk exposure of financing modalities and leveraging additional financing from traditional and other innovative sources to meet the increasing development requirements. It also provides a framework for partnerships with the private sector in implementation and financing of the public investment programs. The launch will provide a platform for stakeholders including high-level government officials, development partners, civil society and the private sector to engage and discuss how to successfully implement the PIFS and achieve its objectives. The event will be a hybrid with an in-person attendance by invitation. All other participants are invited via Zoom and live on NBS television. For more information and to confirm your participation, please contact the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development on
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
This is our family's pride.
This is my friend.
This is the future of our nation.
She is the future of Uganda, and the policies I enact today will protect her from teenage pregnancy.
She is the hope of our community, and I will talk to others about how we must protect her.
She is our family's pride, and I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Their support meant so much to me. I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Hey!
Paying your bills the old way.
Let's go. Just need to buy some power.
Paying your bills with the My Airtel app.
Bro, there's a line.
You have the power in your pocket. The power to instantly pay your bills hassle-free. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
Oh, you're back.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us. Now into the business scene. Julian Adieri is a social entrepreneur who has set up a juice factory, a fruit farm, and a training institute to train upcoming women and youth farmers, mainly in Emyooga district. Adieri, who began her work life as a shop attendant after completing her senior 6, has grown into a big-time multi-billion entrepreneur with 6,000-acre fruit, cereal farm, and a eucalyptus plantation in Emyooga district. Take a look.
This is after women have accessed capital, have bought land, and have increasingly become enterprising. One such woman is Juliana Adieri, who ventured into juice processing way back in 1996.
I used to boil water in a kettle, and I would process the cheers juice, and I would use a funnel to pack in a bottle. That's where I started from. So many years I've been uplifting myself as a woman, so that I can be there, and I thank the Almighty God. The journey is too long, but since 1996, my dream was to make fresh juice from locally grown fresh fruits grown by the women.
As an innovator and entrepreneur, Adieri always wants to improve her product, a reason she is now improving her cheers juice.
You people, you have made my life so easier. When I go to the bank, I'm served by the bank managers because they grew up drinking cheers juice. Whoever comes to my office, those were my customers. I'm saying thank you.
At her fruit farm in Emyooga district, Delight Farm Uganda Limited, Adieri has established a training institute for mentoring farmers and is providing an agro-tourism space for those that might want to learn more about fruit farming and tree planting.
All those women who want to chase away poverty, they come. We have the capacity of 600 people at a go. And our training hour is in the what? In the garden. I want to train women, the informal sector, to be bankable, taxable, and also to chase away poverty.
Adieri supports over 3,000 women and youth with fruit farming skills, and in all, she employs hundreds of people, particularly women and youth.
I have managed to work with 11,800 outgrowers in Noya district, those who have planted fruits as my outgrowers. Now, one step we are going to make, when we make a factory, I'll be giving them money, I buy the fruits, I make the juice, we are there as women.
Adieri believes that through hard work, all women in Uganda can make it, provided they accept to start small, believe in themselves, and work as a team.
To me, I believe every woman can. So long as you believe in yourself, you start with the career you have. Whether you have the money or not, in our villages, like the women in Noya, I work with the women in Hoima, they don't have land. But we get land user right. And when we get land user right, we plant the mangoes, we plant the guavas, and I bring them always to the institute. And I train them how to do it. What is very important for the woman, how to do it.
The social entrepreneur, however, free things, but rather work hard for better livelihoods.
What do we need to do as women? To work together, to be there for each other, and to believe in ourselves that we can, it's possible to come out of poverty. If only women would come together and work hard, and also parent and train our younger girls. Where we planted the sorghum, we intercropped in the mangoes. These mangoes, we have trained the community. What is here, that's what is in the community.
Currently, nursing her dream of starting a fresh fruit factory, Adieri has been planting fruit trees since 2014 and also influenced women in Moya to plant fruits to generate some income.
Growing the mangoes, processing them, and having the juice at the table. I've done my job as a social entrepreneur. What is bigger is the factory, which needs actually up to 50 billion. I know that money will come. I'm praying, I'm down on my knees, and I call upon whoever has the money to come and we partner and we set a factory. Yes.
Delight Farm Uganda Limited is a 6,000-acre orchard with jackfruit, mangoes, oranges, passion fruits, cereals, and eucalyptus trees, among others, that was established and is managed by a woman entrepreneur, Juliana Adieri.
We have 500 acres of eucalyptus. Our eucalyptus is ready for pruning. I call upon buyers to come and give me money. And the eucalyptus I also used it to pull one when we are building our Delight Farm Institute, when we are building our house where we keep our goats and sheep. Now,
Uganda, being a patriarchal society, women have over time depended on their husbands for a livelihood, but with empowerment and mentorship, the tide seems to be turning in favor of women.
Planting, and whatever you get, you multiply. You sell, you get money, you plant again, then you buy your own land, then you become rich. Women, let us stop crying and saying that it is hard. No, just start with a prayer and try to do.
Mtonyi Hilda and Habimana Deo, UBC.
Come May.
Just start with a prayer and then do, is what Juliana Adieri says, to encourages women in order for them to start businesses. All right, more in the business world, local manufacturers, including those producing phones and television, have had an engagement with the management of Uganda Manufacturers Association, UMA, with an aim to see how they can increase market to local traders and dealers in Uganda. Home Holdings Limited has been producing a range of mobile phones for the past 3 months and currently employs 150 Ugandans. According to Mr. Andy Cho, the Vice President of Home Holdings, the company plans to double its workforce when it starts manufacturing smart watches, tablets and smartphones in June 2023. Dr. Ezra Rubanda, the Executive Director of UMA, praised Home for investing in Uganda and for the strides made to grow the value chains in the production of telecommunication gadgets. He challenged the traders to innovate around the opportunity presented by Home to promote locally made phones and televisions to market beyond Uganda.
For you who think that the higher the price, the better the product, never. It is expensive because it is coming from far. So we request on his behalf, I request on behalf of you home that take this message that this factory is genuine, they are manufacturing genuine things, they are here to stay, they are here on purpose. Become their agents in terms of taking information.
And right now, there's more than 35 factories in Mumbai. The employment is about 10,000. So we are supporting the Ubu policy of what have been really encourage all the manufacturers to do. And especially my family, Tintown, we have been invoiced in Uganda for more than 20 years. And mainly our business is factories. In China, because there's some samples. Some samples we want to show you, but it's going to be exactly the same of what we make here in local. And it's going to be right made in Uganda. We see support. And all these products, we can provide not only the product itself, and also after service, if you need repair, customer service, all the things is going to be there. Yeah, all the products that you see for the smart ones, phones, watch, tablets, have warranties. Yeah, and we have our
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable. Fish farming expo and training. Ekajansi ku aquaculture research and development center kutandika Friday ngabiri munya paka Sunday ngabiri mukaga March 2023 sawa bidi zokumacha bali lunaku kosirenya kubitano zokka no mutwalo kubone training jangu oyiko kuongera ku makungula ne sente zofuna mu byenyanja oyike balusa endisa nenkola emere ebyenyanja endwadde nezijanja bayabyo ero bikumotya ngabira mwate nga bya mutindo omwoleso kutide bakukuberere mu byenyanja bouncing kazo zabana ebisanyu santoko endoko kasiku bulo okuva mu bayimbi ba Uganda benjawulo eno olaba oyiga ng'atonyumirwa obulamu Fishwise kuba essimu 0702 mukaga 2205 oba 0772 mukaga 226 okumanya ebisingawo tosuwa omwoleso gw'ebyenyanja okuwagiddwa nawo nga gutegekeddwa Slick Stars.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. And now into the world of sports. St. Chizito Senior Secondary School community in Bugolobi has reiterated its commitment to identify sports talent starting at an early age. This was during the school sports day that was graced by local area political leaders who also promised the best to improve talent.
Students of St. Kizito Senior Secondary School Bugolobi have exhibited talent aplenty during the school sports day that was mainly about athletics.
Exercise, sports, is very good for the body, the mind and the soul, and also develops teamwork, resilience, hard work, self-confidence, and somebody can even develop a career out of this.
Proceedings of the day were followed by parents and local area leaders that spared a thought for the government in its pursuit to develop sport from the grassroots.
We need really to invest. I'm calling upon the government to expand the budget for sports, especially for schools, so that there is enough facilitation. That goes hand in hand with also facilitating these schools with the coaches, trained coaches, certified coaches, because here schools have no coaches. You know, they just hire from time to time. So government should station coaches so that we really promote these talents, we really promote sports. Because what happens today is that we only concentrate at the national level.
My points to the parents outside there, let's not limit our children only academics. These students can succeed in many aspects. These sports can make them succeed, be it academically, can make them succeed in a career way, and also in looking for jobs as they advance in career and years.
The competition was between four houses: Lodel, Kestens, Komboni, and Kiwanuka.
West Nile-based Onduparaka Football Club has today unveiled a new kit for the season 2023-2024 as it gears up for the final leg of the Star Times Uganda Premier League season. The unveiling that took place at the Lavish Skies Hotel on Naguru Hill in Kampala also came up with a cash boost of 850 million Uganda shillings as the club sponsors Ababet Uganda for the next 5 years.
10 years ago, in the West Nile town of Onduparaka Football Club of 2011 is a big club now, playing in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. The club's benefits going beyond the pitch.
And we're very happy that we're a club from which very many other football clubs have drawn inspiration.
As it is the norm every year, the pride of Arua City, as many fans refer to it, Onduparaka Football Club has today unveiled a new kit for the time lag of 2023-2024. At the unveiling, the club also extended its partnership with Ababet Uganda, getting a cash package of 850 million Uganda shillings for the next 5 years.
So as a way of showing our commitment, we want to start with a very small amount of money to push us for the next 5 years in our partnership, and we shall be giving 850 million to Onduparaka for the next 5 years.
Motivator now, not to say that the club is where it is because of that, but again, it's a very good motivation, because if someone has committed money to you, even when you're at the bottom of the table, and they still believe in you, that challenges you to work hard to get out of that zone. Yeah, usually that money is for the club to run. That's money that directly goes to the club.
Though the club has struggled on the pitch, currently sitting bottom on the 15 log with just 10 points from 17 matches, the players, the management, the partners and the fans are all hopeful the club will have a strong finish in the season.
I'm very confident because we are literally 2 points away from that zone. If we are able to meet our target of winning the remaining games, we should be able to leave the relegation zone, and I'm very confident about that.
We motivate players and us coaches, and we know we are not in a good position, but now we are going to work more harder to see we are going to stay in top flight.
The 3 sets of jerseys showcased at the unveiling that took place at the Skies Hotel Marriott on Naguru Hill in Kampala will be used as the Caterpillar's complete kit for the 2023-2024 Star Times Uganda Premier League season, effective 31st March when they come against Express FC at Wanklukuku Stadium. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
And that wraps up UBC News tonight at 10. I want to thank you so much for your company this evening. Now, on behalf of the reporters, the team behind the scenes, myself and Muhammad Mugalu, we wish you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hi guys, so got Tasha Michi, the party princess, the magic one princess. All authorities are on me. Yeah, today is a Saturday. Party after party, vibes on vibes. You already know. I'm designed by Bash, Garilaya, William Sutton, number 522. It's not your usual party. Today we are spicing it up. Emyooga, Tasha Michi, I have MC Fanta, I have MC Tyler, I have DJ Santos. DJ Santos, are you ready? We go. Koba party. Yeah, yeah.
Mash up the place and shell down the bar. Vibe around till no winning watch. Hear me now. Me want a boy with the wickedest style. But innocent and got that on my job. I know what I wanna tell. If I got the money, I'ma call you daddy.